Here we are, bottom of the Smash Mountain, and I have a wonderful guest with me today, as well as the lovely Twitch chat of twitch.tv/KatBug96. That's right, Chad Cat Thunderbug is here, aka KatBug96. KatBug, thank you so much for joining me.
Did you just call me Chad Cat Thunderbug? That's so funny. Hi, thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you on. One thing that I noticed from being in your Discord server for the limited amount of time that I have been on is that you have a happy birthday channel. So I wanted to get a happy birthday shout out to JD of the Wannabes podcast. Happy birthday. Today is JD's birthday as we record this on July 20th. So woo!
Happy birthday!
And
I didn't even see that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I think you cut out there. What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't even think I saw that. Oh, they didn't put their birthday. Oh,
well,
cool.
I didn't put it. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put it in the channel. Although I feel bad now. I should definitely do that after we're done. But yes, I don't think that JD's in your Discord server. That's why I didn't do it.
Oh, that's totally fine. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say oh my god, did I miss somebody's birthday in my own Discord? But
no worries. No,
Feels
I
less
don't
bad.
think JD's in your server. So that's the reason why I didn't do it. That's okay. Maybe I'll try something else for the next interview. But hey, I've wanted to have you on for a little while now because of the Firevouch 12. That's right. Another person that Firepuff 12 has recommended to me was you, KatBug, because of of what you're doing with your stream, playing Melee, getting more involved with all kinds of stuff in the community. So this is going to be really, really fun. And shout outs to Twitch chat. I can't see you, but KatBug can. So anything you want to say or mention, please, by all means, get involved. But I do want to make a few special shout outs because I watched a little bit of your VOD from yesterday. A Tangy Beaver 1 for being a mod. Also Insulin Master for being a mod. I don't know if there are any more. But then also Poggy B, who is a VIP in the KatBug96 Twitch channel. So let's go.
Yes. I have a lot of regulars, and I so greatly appreciate them, and especially Firepuff. Oh gosh, I can't thank him enough for all the things he does for me, especially on Twitter. He likes all my TikToks. He's so involved in the community, and he's got such a great sense of humor, and he's really nice. So thank you, Firepuff, for introducing me to Cypher, and just being here.
It's so cool. It's so cool that there's just little connections that happen. And yeah, you could call it networking, but I don't really like to see it that way. It's just Fire being an absolute homie, like the biggest homie on the block pretty much. So
He really is.
shout outs to Firepuff 12. So now getting back towards you, KatBug, I wanted to ask you what your origin story is with Melee. How did you first hear about the game or get involved with Melee when you first started playing?
I'm really glad you asked me that, because normally when people ask me, I'm in the middle of a match, and I can only give them this short little response of, well, my brother told me to play. But it's a bit longer and a bit more complicated. I'm gonna do my best to explain it, because it's over the span of years. Been playing since the running joke in my chat, because some people ask me how long have you been playing Melee? And I say since 96. No, they ask me what the 96 in my name means, and I tell them I've been playing since 96, but that was the year I was born. But anyway, so my Melee story is, so I was in high school when my brothers really started to get into Melee, and they were in the competitive scene, and they really enjoyed playing. And they were like, hey, you should play. Well, when we first got the game, we were kids, and I was Kirby. And my whole strategy was to float to the top of the stage and then down B, the ultimate strat. And so, them being in the competitive scene, they're obviously much better than me. They were, wave dashing at this point and, understood dash dancing and everything. So they clearly kicked my butt when I would, play with them. And so I said, I hate this game. I don't want to play with any of you. I'm going to college. So I left for college, and then COVID hit, and my brothers were like, hey, we're still in the competitive scene, we need somebody to play against, play us. And well, I'm still Kirby at this point, and I'm getting my butt kicked, and they were like, hey, you should be a Peach, like one of the top players. His name is Armada. He's a Peach. You should be Peach. And so I switched to Peach, and obviously I got my butt kicked still or whatever. And oh, wait, I think I messed up my story. Oh no, I think I messed up my timeline. COVID hit. I'm so sorry. Let me start again.
No, you're fine. Take your time. Take your time.
I think I messed this up. Hold on. Let me think back. Let me start over. Everybody, that didn't happen. Rewind. I'm nervous. All right, I'm really nervous for this podcast. Let me start again. Interview over. Oh God.
Do you want to do a smaller bite-sized question first?
Yeah. No. I literally practiced this. I'm like so embarrassed. I literally practiced this when I was getting ready because this was like the one question you told me that I would have. And so I was like, Kat, here's what you're going to do, because I'm terrible at telling stories. I'm like, oh God, the worst. I'm the worst at it. So I was like practicing, and here I am already messing up my own damn story. It's just because it was like, it's really confusing because like I started as Kirby, and then my brothers were like, hey, Armada's really big, be Peach. And then I like switched to Peach. Left for college. Then I left for college. I switched to Peach, and then I left for college. And then COVID hit, and I came home, and my brother was like, hey, I know you're really lonely and like sad, and because COVID, you can't do anything. You should become a Twitch streamer. And I was like, oh, okay, like I'll be a Twitch streamer. So I started off with Undertale actually, and my sister ended up, for those of you in my Twitch chat, my sister ended up painting me a picture when I beat it. My little sister made this. It's really cool. It's got like all the characters to like symbolize that I completed it, and it was my first game on Twitch. And so she like made it, and it's really cool, and I keep it in the background. You can't really see it because it's a bit too high up. But it's whatever. And then after that, I got a PS4, and I borrowed my brother's Super Nintendo, and I tried to play those games, but I was streaming on a laptop. Okay? Imagine that. I'm like streaming on a laptop. It was terrible. I was dropping frames left and right. It was not a good time. And so then I was like, well, what the heck could I play that I actually like? And on this laptop, that's rough. Yeah, no, it was so bad, you guys. It was terrible. So I get a capture card, and I start streaming Animal Crossing, and that's really where I started to gain followers. I think I got my first like 200-300 people was with Animal Crossing. But if any of you have played Animal Crossing, you know that gets like real stale real quick. You just start to do like the same thing over and over again. And I'm talking to my older brother, and I'm like, God, like what do I do? Like I'm starting to get really bored. Like I don't know. And and at that time, like I had enough viewers to the point where like it wasn't high enough where I was like a top person on Animal Crossing, but I wasn't like new enough where like random people would stop in because I was like a new streamer. So it was just getting like stale. And I was like, is Twitch over for me? Like, am I done? And my brother was like, hey, you should play Melee. Like net play is a thing now. And there's Uncle Punch, and there's like all sorts of ways to get better. Like you should play Melee. And I was like, all right, like why not? Like it's a game from our childhood. You guys are really into it. He was like, I'll teach you like how to be a really good Peach. So I was like, okay. So we set it all up, and I start streaming Melee. And at first I was kind of having fun, and I was like, whatever, getting 4-stacked left and right, because like I'm really, really new. And I sucked. And I was kind of getting bored with the game. And then Dark Gen X came in, and he like befriended me, and he started talking to me. He had me on Discord. And right as I was like about to be kind of done with Melee, because I was like, I need to find something else to play. I'm not good, and I don't really know like what to do with this. It's not really piquing my interest. Dark Gen X was like, hey, there's this new thing that Melee Sad Post is putting on. It's a project of hers, and you should be in it. It's called Team Combo, and it's where you'll get like a person who's in top 100 or a person who plays like they're in top 100, and they'll teach you how to be better at this game with your character. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Like, why not? So I started into Team Combo, and it was like, it was all right. So Ryobi ended up being my coach, and Ryobi is an amazing he's an amazing teacher. If you don't know, he's a coach. I don't know if he still does it because he's going to become a teacher. He's like student teaching, or he's got a teaching job. I can't remember what the tweet said.
No worries. Actually, Ryobeat was on the podcast last week, so friend of the program. Shout outs to Ryobeat.
He's amazing. He's super friendly, super nice. Every time I've talked to him, super nice. Oh shoot, where was I? Oh, Ryobeat ended up being my coach. Super good, super nice. But I was like really scared to like go to Ryobeat and ask like what I should be practicing, like what I should do. I think I met with Ryobeat 3 times in like the month and a half that they were my coach. Ryobeat, I'm sorry, like I knew you were in here, but I just like, I was too scared to like talk to you. I didn't know how to talk to you. I didn't know what to do because you were like a really good top player. And I didn't even know what I was like supposed to ask to like work on because I was like so new. I was like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know words. What are melee words? I was still even like learning who the top players were. And gosh, after like our very first tournament, I was like, I'm done. After the very first tournament in Team Combo, I was like, I'm done. After Team Combo, like I'm literally like, I'm done. I don't want to play this game anymore. I was sick of it. I like remember like I was so upset. I like threw my controller. I was like, I fucking hate this game. This game sucks. Like I never want to play it again. And then I was like practicing on my stream, and my stream title was literally, how do you move faster with Peach asking for a friend? And because I put that title, Silent Violence ended up coming in. He's the Samus player from Arizona, really smart guy. Like, he knows damn near everything about this freaking game. Even when I word questions wrong, he somehow figures out what I'm asking and then, like, can piece it together and answer it. He's a super smart person. He ended up coming in, and every single time I streamed, he would come in and he would give me, like, a new thing to work on. And he, like, would analyze my gameplay and, like, figure out what I was, like, really struggling with. And he took my gameplay and he, like, moved it. So, like, I was a 0 Peach. Out of, like, a scale of 0 to, like, 100, I was, like, a 0 Peach. And then he basically took me up to, like, a level, like, 1 or 2 Peach. Like, he put in some work with me. Holy cow. And it was frustrating and it was hard, but at the same time, like, he answered, like, all of my questions and he really got me into the game. And, he helped me figure out like what I was doing wrong. And I'm the kind of person where like if I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong, I just get frustrated and I'm almost like sick of it and I never want to touch it again. I'm like determined to get things done, but if I feel like I'm just hitting a brick wall over and over again and I'm like not getting anywhere, I'm just like sick of it and I'm like there's no point. But Violence showed me that like with a little bit more hard work and like some explanation, I can achieve anything with this game. And so I've stuck with it. And Team Combo ended, and I'm still sticking with it, and, like, my ultimate goal is to become the best Peach at this game. And at some point, somebody was like, you're really gonna strive to be the best Peach in this game? Why wouldn't you strive to be number 1? And I was like, hey, let me just, like, work on one thing at a time, alright? As soon as I become the best Peach, maybe I'll become the best in the world. You just gotta give me time, alright? One thing at a time here. And that's my story.
And you have some competition with Peach because I had on B-Bats a few weeks ago who, you know, that's kind of the same goal as well, that B-Bats wants to be the best Peach at some point, and such a tricky character. I mean, something that you definitely know about now that you have cleared away some of the clutter that you get overwhelmed with at first. There's just so many things to think about with Melee, and I loved what you said. It really resonates with me as someone who has never really done much better than wave dashing and occasionally hitting my L cancels. Occasionally. Sort of like I will occasionally have macaroni and cheese rather than something that's actually healthy for dinner. So I just love hearing how you were going, I don't even know where to start, but like having someone like Dark Gen X who takes you to one person and then that leads you to another person, and then Team Combo sort of was part of all that as well. That's really cool to hear because it takes those caring members of the Melee community who say, hey, I don't know what your ultimate commitment is with this game, but I want to help you while you're in this particular stage. Like, they cared and took the time to do that. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, and I appreciated it so much. I don't know how I can put into words how much I appreciated everybody who came in and has helped me throughout this entire process. Not just Ryobi and Violence, but people who just come in my chat and then, like, give me, like, little tips and tricks. I know sometimes I get, like, little passive-aggressive ones. Like, sometimes people give me, like, really obvious advice. Like, somebody told me to fast fall when I up B, and I was like, okay, well, thank you. I know that, but like, I really do appreciate when people tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because, sometimes I really need a reminder.
Yeah, because it doesn't all stick right away.
Yeah. And Ryobi, I was just nervous at the time. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was so nervous. I was new and I was nervous, and you were like a top 100 person, are a top 100 person. I was just scared. I was just so scared.
This is something that also resonates with me, because even now I get like, I think to myself, oh, I can't bother this person and ask them to be on the podcast. They're just really busy, and I'll give myself excuses not to reach out to them. But part of the reason why I started podcasting and talking about Melee, despite the fact that I don't press the buttons good, is because I was like, screw it. I can't give myself excuses to not enjoy a game that I really love, even though I don't get to play it a whole lot. I'm hoping to play more soon when I actually have internet, and then Slippy, and hooray. But right now I'm just kind of stuck, and I wanted to get involved a little bit more, and I finally said, screw it. That doesn't mean that I got completely cured of the scare to ask people stuff. Like, I was scared to ask on even Ryobeat. I was thinking, Ryobeat's really busy. I mean, has to get ready to teach IRL. But then I was like, screw it. I just have to ask. And Ryobeat can say no, and it's chill. But Ryobeat was super nice and came on. It was very, very nice of him to do that.
Right? Like, I just imagine, like, people have lives that are, like, too busy for little old me, and I'm like, I don't want to bother people. I don't want to, like, intrude on their life. I don't want to force them to do something that they don't want to do. So I just, like, wanted to give them space. Oh, Ryobi, I'm so sorry. I should have just asked you. Literally, Violence at one point was like, Kat, just message him. Just do it. Like, he's your coach. Just message him. And I was like, I don't want to, like, bother him. Like, I don't know. What if he doesn't, like, want to? But yeah, from now on, I've gotten a little bit better about it, where I'm just like, whatever, I'm just going to message them. They'll respond when they can respond. It's chill.
But then you overthink the message, right? It's like, this is too long. I need to cut it down. But how am I supposed to? I mean, these are important details, and I should probably throw a few emojis in, because I'm trying to be like, hey, how's it going? Not trying to bother you or anything, but if you could add, a little help, maybe, please.
Oh my God.
That's definitely resonates with me.
That's so me. I put, like, this little happy face so that people know that, like, I'm not upset. And they can, like, take their time.
Exactly, right? No, you saw me doing that when I was messaging you before we got started. Exactly.
Oh gosh. And then like I get worried because so then I'll send like really short messages too, and I'll be like, I'll make it short and sweet, but then I'm like, what if they think I'm mad? Like, what if they think that I'm like upset, and like just like short with them? Like, yeah.
And so, yes, there will be people who say no. I mean, people have said no to being on my podcast, and that's fine. But a lot of people just tend to say yes or be very nice about it, and then I go to myself afterwards thinking, oh, well, that really wasn't that bad. Obviously, rejection sucks, but it wasn't. I'm still living. I have lots of wonderful other things going on in life, so I did not have to necessarily put all my hopes into this one random shot in the dark DM on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't need to like rethink my whole life plan because I sent one message. Like,
right.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, okay, I'm good. Ryobeat, you shouldn't give me that much power. Okay, so Ryobeat said, you can message me every day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year. You better watch out how much power you give me. Once you start getting me talking, sometimes I don't shut up, so do with that information as you will.
So now that you've gotten to this point where you feel like I'm starting to understand things, do you think that when you get something down that you've been working on, or you win in a situation where you might have lost before, even if it's not the whole game or the whole set, but like you go from going 0-2 in a bracket match to going 1-2, and you lose game 3, but you go, okay, so I went game 3 with that person. I haven't gone game 3 with that person before or against that character. are you finding yourself like celebrating the little victories as you go along the way, or how do you continue to stay interested and avoid that feeling of plateauing, since you really don't like that feeling where it just feels like you're bonking your head against something too many times?
Okay, so for the first part of that question where you were like, do you celebrate the little victories? I do. I do hardcore, and I try, I how do I word this? I try not to show how happy I am that I like nailed something, because like I don't, or like I beat somebody because I don't want them to feel bad that I beat them. Like I get really uncomfortable when I win against somebody. I don't know if anybody else feels that, but like there are people that I beat and I'm like, hey, I won. I'm really proud that I won that, but I don't want to make them upset that I won, because you know it sucks losing. And it makes me feel even better when I did something in the match that I that like I was working on, because a lot of what I do on my stream is I practice my tech work. I don't personally feel like I get a whole lot of like, not experience, but like I don't work on everything that I'm supposed to work on just in like repetitive matches over and over again, because I'm so driven to like, I want to win. I want to win really bad. I'm a very competitive person. And so I gosh, what was I saying? I'm sorry. None entered my chat and he said my DMs, and then I read that and I got distracted. Hi guys.
No worries. You're streaming. So just in case it wasn't clear and we didn't say it enough times already to the podcast listeners, we're on stream. It's all good.
Yeah, okay, great. Yes. Thank you everybody who's listening for understanding that I have ADD, and if chat is like starting to blow up, I'm going to look at it and then I forget kind of where I am. If you ever like come into my stream and I'm like playing a match and you like start asking me questions, you're gonna like see me like just stop mid-sentence because I'm like doing something in the match, or like I'm practicing, and you're gonna be like, you didn't finish what you were saying, and I won't even remember it. And I will thought I finished it, and I didn't.
Right, no, you finished it in your head, and you just like the mouth it stopped moving somehow.
Yeah, that's exactly what
What are you talking about? I did answer your question, Chad. I'm gonna move on now.
Yeah, like why are you like making me repeat myself? I don't understand. I don't even remember where I was at in my story. Do you remember?
You were saying, so we were just talking about the little victories and how well, first of all, you don't really want to pop off too hard because you don't want to make the other person feel bad, which by the way, I mean, does Hungrybox feel bad when he pops off and faints? I mean, I'm just saying this might be something that you can consider in the future, but of course, you can do what you like. And then you were also talking about how something to the effect of how you are in the sense of when you're in a match, you're trying to get certain things done where you've been practicing leading up to the match, but you're trying to hit those sort of things in an actual tournament set or in a serious, like, you know, like a match that you're playing in terms of a friendly, but you're really trying to apply things you're learning. And you were just talking about how you try to do that and you try to feel that improvement in that setting also.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because I don't feel like I actually get a whole lot of practice and learning done when I'm just continuously playing people. I'd rather work on like my tech, and then I take that tech and like the things that I've been working on, and when I put them in like matches and then I like hit them right, like right now I'm really working on my nair onto shield and then grab, because it beats out shield grab and I get grabbed a lot that way. And so I've been working on that, and when I hit that and then I win the match too, I can't explain to you how good I feel. I feel like I'm on top of the freaking world. I love it. There are like certain moments that are like burned into my mind from like playing people and then doing tech that I was like hardcore practicing, that I spent like hours on trying to like perfect, and then I nailed them and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Like I can just like I can see it right now. Like for example, like one of them, I was playing DevDog, and I consider DevDog one of my rivals but like a friendly rival, because they are so kind, and they're an amazing Luigi. They had jumped and I slid off of a platform and I back aired them, and I was like, because I was falling down, I slid off of a platform and I back aired them. And I was like, I did that. I actually hit that. I practiced that. I did that in the match. I did it, and I did it in the match. I was like so proud of myself in that one moment, and I didn't even, at that time, I really didn't even care if I had like won the match or not. I was like, I hit that. I did it. I hit it. I did it. And that practice that I did, it paid off. It works.
And that's like the really, really cool part of Melee that so many people have either talked to me about, or I just hear people on streams or videos, and the far wide world of content where they go, Melee will just give you those little rewards as you start to put in more time. You will get that. And of course, in your situation, it was really helpful to get a lot of pointers and advice at first. But as you continue to realize, oh, I have to do this to get in there and then grab before they shield grab me. And that just must feel awesome, because if something's happening to you a lot where you're going, I keep getting hit by this, or like I keep getting hit by Falco's laser and then they just down air me, and then all of a sudden I'm flying around and I can't do anything. Instead, you hit him back with like a reflected, or like a perfect shield reflection back to them, and then you grab them and you start up throwing in them, and you're like, yeah, you like this, huh? Like, I'm sure it's really cool to have the little victory moments, because it just, even getting something small like that, I'm sure must feel very rewarding. And that's what you got to do, because the second part of the question a little earlier was that whole feeling of when you feel the plateauing kind of start to settle in, like what's the way that you like to break out of it, or how do you deal with that feeling when it starts to creep in, plateauing, I mean.
Oh gosh. It's kind of funny you ask, because I kind of feel that way right now. And so the very first in-person tournament that I went to, I ended up taking it third, and I was super proud of myself, but I was like heavily underestimated by everybody there, like hardcore underestimated, and I ended up doing way better than anyone, including myself, thought. And after that, everybody took me quite seriously, and I've been going, gosh, and then I started to like slowly, I got 5th place like a few times, and recently I've been going 0-2, and like I was like, damn, like what can I be doing better? And so like after the match, our best person is a peach in my local. He's from South Dakota. His name is Eifter. He's an amazing peach. Some people know him, some people don't, but he's like a really, really good peach. And so like, to combat me just being like, I'm never gonna get better, I will stay after the tournament and like force him to stay too, and be like, all right, you're gonna teach me everything you know. He actually gave me a Word document of everything that he practiced before to make him a better peach. And so like I've been like slowly practicing that and working on that list, and I'm getting better. I'm definitely getting better, but there are like some like tech things that I really need to work on if I want to like take my peach up from a level 1 to like a level 2.
And it all happens like a little bit slower than you always want it to, where you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, now that I have done the slide off back air one time, I should do that every time now. Wait, hold on. Why is it not working again? Wait, why is it taking me like more than one game to do it again? What's going on? This is ridiculous. I'm sure that feeling is also something that can be like discouraging. And so you were saying about going to locals. So that was something I wanted to ask you about, is like how that's been going, because at first it's net play and rollback, and thank you Fizzy for that, but now that IRL locals are starting to come back a little bit, how has that experience been for you?
I absolutely love it. People are so different in person than they are online. There are a lot of shitters online, okay? There's a whole lot of shitters, and I don't always appreciate them, but it's fine. So and then at LAN, I don't know, people are a lot nicer, and I like that a lot. And then like if I'm sitting there, I get in my own head, especially online, and I can get so pissed. I can get so pissed off sometimes at this game and the people that I'm playing. But if I'm a totally different person in LAN, like I sit there and I laugh. I'll talk to the person in the middle. I probably shouldn't talk to them in like the middle of the match.
Mind games.
Yeah, I guess. But I so much prefer in person, and I'm trying to go to majors, and I can't wait to experience that too with like, because my brother went to one, and he went to, I don't remember which one he went to. I think it was Riptide before COVID, and
I think it was Smash and Splash before
Smash
COVID.
and Splash.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. And it was literally just like a hotel, and everybody had their rooms open, and everybody was just playing Melee, and you could go money match people. You could just go play. He was like, it was so cool. And I was like, that's where I want to be. That's the environment I want to be in. I just want to be there. But we'll see what happens.
So one of the things that you're currently, I saw on the VOD of your stream yesterday, and by the way, to give myself a little bit of disclaimer, I was maybe watching like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so of the stream, so I didn't get to watch all 4 hours, but I saw that you're currently trying to raise some funds to go to low tier cities. So is that one that you have your eyes on at this particular moment?
Yes. So the number one person, Eifter, at our place, he wants to go and he wants to compete. He wants to be number one in the world. And I kind of think he could do it. He like sees the game in like a different kind of way. And so
represents South Dakota too. That's awesome.
I know. We need somebody from Iowa too. Well, we have who's the Falco? It's Ethan's brother. He's like number one in Iowa. What's his name? He was a Slow King. Thank you, CDD. Yes, thank you. Slow King. He's from Iowa. He's really good. He actually knows my like best friend, and I'm like friends with his brother Ethan. He came to our LAN one time. So I guess them, but I want to be the one to represent Iowa, and I want to go all the way top 100. It's like step down, Slow King. Sorry.
Whoa, I love that. It'll, one step at a time. We'll get there. And hopefully you're able to do that. So for anybody who's listening to the afterwards of this, please, by all means, if you haven't already, go to twitch.tv/KatBug96. There's just, probably an exclamation point donate, something like that, I'm sure. Just something for you to think about.
Yeah, please. Feel free to donate.
One of the other things that I thought was really funny from your stream yesterday that I would love for you to go over again, because you seem very passionate about this. How do you feel about camping during friendlies?
Oh my god, I get so mad. Why are you playing me if you're gonna camp me? This isn't a tournament. Like, just play me. Give it your all. Just freaking play me. I hate camping in friendlies. Like, I'm a peach. I'm a slower character to begin with anyways. Like, why are you... And if you're a freaking the Captain Falcon or a fox, why are you camping me? You're so fast. Just like, I don't know, trick me up. I would rather get 4-stocked from you being super aggressive than win, but you camped me, if that makes sense. Like, I can't stand it. It upsets me so much. Like, I won't play you again. I'll, like, finish the best of 3 because I have to. But I won't play you again. I hate camping. You don't need to camp me. I'm not that good of a peach. You don't need to camp me, I promise.
So I think that the mentality for you changes, though, because like you understand that like during bracket, people are going to do just about everything they can to win, including trying to camp you out, even as a fox, even as a falcon. But
that's fine.
What helps you during the tournament set in bracket to sort of like view it differently, because you're seeing the same thing on screen, but the mindset is different, of course. So how do you make that difference in your mind?
I think it's kind of the same thing with like in person, where it's just a different setting. I understand that you play however you need to play to win in bracket, but if it's just like a friendly and you come and you challenge me, like don't waste my time. It's not fun to watch camping. It's not fun to play against camping. Don't do it. Just please don't do it. If you find me in bracket and you want to camp me, go ahead. There's nothing I can do about it then except just get, I don't know, upset and have to move on. But there's a difference between bracket and friendlies, at least in my book.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would feel the same way. I mean, everybody always talks about how you just play different in friendlies as compared to playing in a bracket set or even playing a money match. And people like to mess around or really lean into some certain annoying tendencies. But I'm hoping that for you and it seems like you already have this where you can just tell the difference, so you feel that difference already, and you don't have to necessarily be thinking in the back of your head, I got camped out all day yesterday on unranked, or people coming into stream to challenge me, and now this is happening again in tournaments. That, like, that's what I would get nervous about, of just being like, oh no, I'm slipping into like a different mindset. Like, and that's probably a good question as well. How do you stay in tournament mindset? Like, what's something that you do to try to keep that flowing while you're in bracket? Because, you know, your matches don't happen all back to back to back to back. Sometimes you have to wait, sometimes brackets behind and that sort of thing.
I guess I don't understand. Like what do I do like in between matches if I'm like in a tournament? Like, how do I stay focused on the tournament?
Yeah, that's yep.
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think I'm just a bit. I was gonna say I'm more serious, but like in like person tournaments, like I'm not serious at all. You'll catch me laughing in the middle of a match. Like, I'm not serious at all. But then like online, like I'll sit there and like I have to like get my Twitch out of my face. I have to like cover it up with Spotify or something because I can't like watch the comments. Or I get distracted. I don't know. I think I just like compartmentalize things in my brain, and I'm like, all right, this is for Twitch, this is for in person, and then this is for like online. For like, they're all just like very different to me, and I have very different feelings towards each of them. Maybe it's because like I started out on Twitch and I started out in friendlies, and so like I try harder to be more serious on my Twitch and online brackets, whereas in like person I was just so excited to be there, and I was so happy to like be a part of like a little community of people who I knew like enjoyed the game as much as I did, that I was just like, this is fun. Like I don't need to be as worried, I don't need to be as scared, I don't need to, you know, care so much. Even though literally every time I'm there, somebody's like, well, this is for PR. Like, you need to take this serious. Like, This is for PR.
Oh, okay, yeah, uh-huh.
It's like, it's fine. I'll get what I get, and I won't pull a fit, and I'll do better next year for PR.
And I just kind of think of how, if you are going to be the kind of person who goes to every single local, and I don't want to say pulls an armada because that's not necessarily fair. I just remember one of my favorite moments from the newer metagame documentary is Armada just chilling, waiting for his turn in the top 8 bracket, and someone's trying to small talk with him, and Armada doesn't look in his direction, is looking at whatever set is happening, or just staring ahead away from the person who's like, yeah, so pretty challenging bracket today, and like, yeah, okay, well, good luck. And Armada's like, yep, like barely acknowledges it. Like, if you want to be that person, that's all right. But I think that all the things, whether you get PR'd or any other things happen, that just all kind of will take care of itself almost. You don't necessarily will it into existence by focusing on it every single second that you're at a local. It just doesn't sound as much fun to me.
Yeah, that seems really intense. I don't know if I ever want to be that intense. I think I would almost prefer the small talk. That is clearly just me, not Armada, but he terrifies me anyway. That's a whole different story. But I just as like a distraction. When I get nervous, I don't play as well. So, and then when I get nervous, I down smash City. It's disgusting. Somebody play me and then punish me for being nervous and down smashing all the damn time. But
it is a good move, though.
It is a good move. It's a great move. Gets them away from me for just a split second. So, oh gosh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I would almost
just sort of the finishing up on the tournament mindset stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would almost prefer it. But you know what? I'm not top 100, and I'm not taking super majors anytime soon, so maybe my opinion will change. Maybe I'll be like, no, like, I need to focus, like, I can't talk to anybody right now. I need to take this so seriously, like, my title's on the line. But I'm not there yet, so I can't discuss that. I have no idea.
Right, sure. And something that and just being like, it sounds eerie to me hearing you talk about how like it's just so much fun to go to a local and to be able to enjoy the melee around you and play in matches and do everything that happens at a local. It was sort of how Ryobeat first went through the scene as well. He was just so excited to be there. He was literally telling me how there was a crew battle happening nearby or something where he's playing a tournament set and something hype is happening like on the other side of the room, and he asks the person who he's playing a match with, yo, can we pause and watch this?
Oh my gosh!
It was so funny. But like, in other words, Ryobi got more and more serious with the game over time as he improved and started to beat like ranked players in the region, and then started beating top 100 players that would come through for New York area tournaments. But I almost wonder for you, like, the phase of Melee that you're in now, of course, enjoy it, and you're getting better every day, so nobody's questioning that. I almost wonder what will happen, but that's the exciting part. You can do what you want to do with the game.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna like, because I go through these like phases where I'm just like all about like one thing. Like I was super into lifting for like 2 years straight, where I went to the gym literally every single day. I didn't have an off day. I was just like, I love the gym. And then, like, Animal Crossing comes out, and I'm, like, all about Animal Crossing for about 9 months. And I'm like, yeah, I love Animal Crossing. It's all I want to do. And then now I'm into Melee, and I'm really hoping that I can, like, keep on this grind of, like, I love Melee. I just want to be really good at Melee. But I think until, like, I reach my goal of, like, becoming the best Peach, as long as I have, like, something to focus on, like, a set goal, and I can continue working towards it, I think I'll just keep obsessing over it until it actually happens.
And I feel like going to a national, going to a major, like that's gonna, I think that just does something to people who are really trying to level up, where there's just so much of an atmosphere. And I can't wait to go to my first major. I've not gone to one, so I'm hoping that one happens on the East Coast. By the way, just a side note, sidetrack a little bit. Why are there no majors being announced on the East Coast? We got Genesis, that's West Coast. We got Main Stage, that's West Coast. Riptide, Midwest. Theoretically could do, but that obviously capped out super quickly. I didn't even get a chance to think about it.
I know.
And so there's all these really cool things. Oh, Low Tier City, also Midwest, as far as I remember. So like, what the heck? Can we not have something in Maryland or in New York or New Jersey? I live in Pennsylvania, so I know nothing's really going to happen here in Philadelphia or in Pittsburgh per se, except for maybe like Fight Pit or whatever. But I need a major or a national to go to that's slightly closer first. I really want to have an East Coast major experience as a degenerate East Coaster before ever thinking about going out west or to the Midwest. Like, that's my personal view on it as of right now, but that's just a sidetracking thing. But the point is that I think that you'll start to, I'm thinking that you'll start to just understand what you want to do when you do get to go, hopefully to Low Tier City or something like that in the future, where you go, okay, we're going to try to cause some upsets here, put my name on the map a little bit here, there, hopefully. And then when you come out of that bracket, like, and out of that kind of a high level tournament, like what all the feelings are, because I'm sure it's going to be a lot. Like, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you to go to your first one and just see what happens.
I know, it's gonna be crazy. I really don't know what to expect overall, and I'm kind of nervous to go. So I'm like bringing people that I'm like comfortable with, because I'm like, what if I don't know anybody and I just like have a terrible time? But I don't wanna think that way, because like obviously I'll have a great time, but I get so nervous. I get so stinking nervous.
Like, to the lead up, like once you're there, it's fine, but like you're driving there and you're going, right?
Yeah, like the anxiety.
Yep, that's me too.
Adrenaline is all there, and it's just like, you're gonna have a great time. Just calm down, chill out. I don't know, just do some breathing exercises.
Yeah, that's right. Do something. So I wanted to ask you about some of your favorite Peaches to watch, and this also can be a question of, do you like to watch top Peach players to sort of get inspiration, or maybe not, but who are some Peaches that you really look up to in terms of trying to model your play after a little bit?
Ryobeat for sure. I love watching his like compilations of his what are they called? They're like melee compilations of stuff he does. I can't tell you how many times he posted one on Twitter and it was just like a little snippet of like the whole thing. But I think I watched it like 6 times right away because I was like trying to figure out everything that he was doing. I was like, how did he do that? What was he yeah, so Ryobeat for sure. PGH Carroll, I think that's his name. I love him too. Who else? I've watched a little bit of Armada. I like watching Armada. I just think that, you know, I want to be good enough to, you know, I kind of want to stunt on some people. I want to be good enough to do that. And obviously Armada did that. But I just think Ryobeat does it in like a more flashy kind of way where he's like up there, and then fair, and I don't know. Who else do I really like watching? I just like finding Peach compilation videos on YouTube, and if I'm like running, I enjoy watching them. So yeah. And then I like watching Peach versus Peach. Like I really like watching it. I was watching Polish versus Kazoo during SCL, and I really liked watching that game. I felt terrible because the chat was like, this sucks, this is so boring, I took a nap and they're still going. I was like, shut up, this is so good, how do you not like this is great melee, I'm sorry it didn't take 2 minutes like your Fox versus Falco, shut up. But I hate playing Peach versus Peach. That's just too slow for me, but I like watching it. I'll watch it all day long.
Wait, how though? How do you you enjoy watching Peach versus Peach but not the Ditto when you actually have to play it?
I think it's because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I could potentially do some of this stuff. I can't do it right now, but like it's cool to like see what I will become.
Yeah, okay. I will give you credit. Like it's like how if I don't like a particular matchup in terms of playing it because I still feel like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing at all times, but then I watch it and I go, oh, this is so cool. They know how to do it. This is great. It's almost as if I could think about playing like this and it's almost the same as actually doing it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Somebody was like, Peach Dittos are fun to watch. I like playing it too. Oh, I just don't like playing it. I think it's because Peach runs away. And again, I don't like chasing after people. I like them to come to me. So I think that's kind of why I don't really like the Peach matchup. Peach versus Peach matchup.
Well, I can't wait to see the day where you go, yeah, that's a comfortable matchup now. It's like, it's chill. Like I'll go to them and mess them up. It's all good. Hopefully you get to that point at some point down the line as you continue to improve. So as we start to, because we'll have about 15 minutes left until we get to an hour of like recording, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to ask you about, and you can spend as much time or as little time on this as you want, but and I don't want to bring it up just for the sake of bringing it up. I'm just talking about in terms of introducing this topic. It's like how you pass through the scene as a lady, as a female, as a woman, where it's a little bit male heavy to say the least. So I'm just, however you want to address that, what has that experience been like? And it sounds like you already have an amazing support system and you have a good mentality in general, but I'm just curious of like what you would have to say about it.
It's heavily male dominated, and I guess I should preface this with like, I don't hate men, and I think the majority of men are good people and they don't have bad intentions, especially when they say some of the things that they say to me. I've definitely had experiences where I'm like, you didn't really need to say that to me. You could have just left that one in your brain. But you know, I've had overall a very good experience. You know, when I first started playing, my brother was like, now you need to kind of be careful because like some guys have like fragile egos and they're going to be really mean. I haven't really had, you know, that experience a whole lot. I don't think they mean to be mean when they say some things. I think it just kind of comes out that way at times. I had one person, they sent me a paragraph, and they were like, I was playing a guy, I was playing another Twitch streamer. They had come into my chat and they challenged me, and I was like, sure, I'll do like a best 2 out of 3, like whatever. No, I ran into them on Netplay. I ran into them on Netplay, and I was playing them, and they didn't know who I was, and I guess they were going off in their chat. I must have like down smashed them, or I was like doing poorly or something that upset them, and they were like ragging on me. They were like, God, this person, they're so bad, like they're literally so bad, like all they do is down smash or whatever. And then one of my viewers had gone in and they like heard that, and then a person in their chat must have come into mine and saw that I was a girl, and they like told the person that I was a girl, and then the guy switched his tune and was like, but you know, like, she's really good for a girl, like she's the best girl I've ever played. And then the viewer ended up sending me a paragraph about how that upset them so greatly, and I was like, I don't really know what you want me to do about that. I don't even think I responded, because I was like, that kind of like, it kind of hurt my feelings that they would even like tell me that they were upset about that, because I can't control it. I'm sorry that what they said upset you, but I can't do anything about it. I'm just here to play Melee. And I don't even know if I ended up winning that match or whatever, but I don't even think I responded. I think it just like made me kind of sad, because the person who like sent it to me, they were like, I like really respected them, and I didn't think that people saying stuff like that would like bother them. And that kind of, like, it's just like the little things that kind of hurt, and I don't think they mean for them to hurt, but it kind of does sometimes. And I don't mean to say that to have like people walk on eggshells around me, because clearly it didn't bother me enough to quit Melee. Like, I'm still here, and I still talk to that person, and I still respect that person. Like, everybody who has like said things to me that I'm sure they didn't mean in a malice kind of way, they were just like saying shit in the moment or whatever. I still talk to all of them, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's, I guess if you want to be a girl and you want to be in Melee with like a heavily dominated, you know, male presence, just take it in stride, some of the things that are said, and you know, because I'm sure that some things I say like really bother people too, and so like I'm not completely innocent in this at all. And some guys take hardcore offense to a girl beating them. Like, some guys do not like that. They don't like the idea of it, and they don't like it when it happens. And so I try to just be very understanding and just brush it off. But overall, like, my experience has been really good, and I don't have any complaints, and I'm still here. I'm still trying to become number 1. I'm not going to be pushed out.
I love that. I love that so much. And what would you say in regards to the community that you have around you, your Twitch chat, and the people that are around at your local, like, and you don't have to like talk about in terms of like you being a woman going through, but just in general, you can generalize of what the community means to you.
I'm so thankful for everybody who has come into my life because of Melee. People are so supportive. They're so nice. My Twitch chat, I love you guys so much. I don't even know, like, I've never thought that I would be that social media person that, like, stops and is just like, I love my chat and my fans so much. Like, I never wanted to be that person. But now that I'm in that position, like, all I can say is thank you. And, like, I try to give back to people who come consistently and they're there and they're a fan. I do this thing on my channel where if you save up 100,000 channel points, which really it's not as hard as it seems because I tend to stream quite a bit, you can redeem it and I'll send you a plushie. I have these like KatBug plushies for everybody who's in my Twitch chat. I have one left of a KatBug, and as soon as he's sent out, I'll have to find something else to send out. But they're just like thank yous. Like, they're my little thank you to my community for being there and talking to me and hanging out with me. I've sent out 4. It's a real thing. It's not like I'm just saying that. What's the volleyball redeem? Oh my god, volleyball. I'm sorry. Let me just talk about that really quick. So back when I was in
Take your time.
Back when I was in Team Combo, we had to do a volleyball match, and I was so sick. I ended up going to the doctor literally the next day because I was so sick. My throat hurt. I was tired. I was hungry. I was thirsty. I was so not ready for a really long bracket, and this bracket took like 5 hours. I was so upset. It was a volleyball bracket. It was a best of 5. But in volleyball, it's already a best of 5. So it's like 5 best of 5s. And I hated my life. I ended up going to Grands. I can't remember if I reset the bracket. But oh my god, like every single match went to best of 5, like the game 5. And I was so upset. I was literally begging for it to end on stream. I was like, please. I hate this game. I just want to be done. I want to go back to bed. Like, I think I was like sleeping 30 minutes before bracket started. I woke up to my alarm and I like practiced with violence for like 10 minutes. And then I was like, all right, let's just do this. I'm gonna get out right away because I'm sick. Like, there's nothing I can do. And then I ended up playing really well. And I had it at 300 on my channel where people could just like redeem it and do a best 2 out of 3. And then I changed it to 100,000 points because I never want to play it ever again. So if you save up 100,000 channel points, you can either get a plushie or play me in volleyball, whichever you'd like.
I can only imagine the pain and horror that you feel when you see that in chat and you go, you really want?
Yeah, you want to play me in volleyball? Oh, that's cute. No, thank you. Which, thankfully, that's kind of died anyways. I don't see a whole lot of people playing volleyball.
Yeah, I imagine that it's sort of, I don't want to call volleyball a solved meta because I'm sure there's little things that get added in every now and again, but you know how it goes. There's just there's something new, bright and shiny held in front of the Melee people. And this is something that we can sort of wrap up with is like, you see things like Beyond Melee, Diet Melee. You see things like Team Acania, they drop Wolf and Volleyball, and then you see a bunch of skins. Van City Primal seems to be doing all of them, but I know there are other people who do skins for characters or for the stages, and there are like all kinds of obviously Slippy, of course now you can change your connect code to actually be something cool if you wanted to. It costs $10, but support Fizzy, support Slippy. So all these kind of new shiny things, and then all of course the hype tournaments like Smash Summit 11, people tend to just go to the shiny thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what has been something from this year that you remember thinking to yourself, oh, this is really cool. Don't know if I'm going to think about this in the next 2 months at all.
Oh, the new skins when volleyball was released. Because everybody was going nuts for like the new skins in Wolf or whatever. And everybody was like, oh, red peach skin. And I was like, that's cool. And then, like, immediately forgot about it. I was like, it's cool or whatever. It's just a skin. I prefer my green skin. It's whatever.
Oh, and the last thing that I will say is, who did the peach that is, like, the kind of, like, stained glass on your stream? I saw that earlier today, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, because it reminds me of my brother. He does, like, real stained glass, and he'll do that for people as well. It's really, really cool.
Dark Gen X did that for me. It's actually, so on Princess Peach's castle, say that 5 times fast, it's her, like, stained glass thing, right on, like, the steeple or whatever, or, like, right in the front. I can't remember where it is. It's on her castle, and then Dark Gen X just, like, altered the colors for me and threw in some cat bugs. He threw in 2 cat bugs, and just, like, I made it my overlay. I get a lot of compliments on it. Shout out to him. He was really nice for doing that.
Yeah, shout outs to Dark Gen X, who seems to have time for everything, as I'm continuing to find out the more stories I hear. Just absolutely insane. I mean, Dark Gen X came onto my podcast one time to do a preview for one of the SCL season 2 of SCL. That was like in, oh man, was that May or June now? That feels like a while ago. But had time to come on, so that was really, really cool. But then just posting awesome memes on the Twitter, and then going to Summit 11, all that kind of stuff. Oh, and that will be my last question to you. Summit 12, it's going to be in December. KatBug, are you going to campaign for Summit 12?
I don't know if I've got a big enough fan base. Did you see how much money those top people raised? Oh my gosh.
So much money.
I don't even know if I could ask people for that much. I feel uncomfortable asking them for donos for me to go to Low Tide City or even just to sub. Like, I don't know if I could be like, Oil Princess, where are you at? I couldn't do it. I don't think I want to do it.
So instead, we got to get you to main stage to compete for one of those 6 qualifying spots out in California. How cool would that be?
That would be so cool. I would definitely do that. I would definitely try and do that. I don't know if I'm good enough yet. I need to put in a bit more practice. But that's a few months off. I could potentially do it.
And then of course, if you continue to play Melee and you continue to get better, it does seem to take people sometimes one too many years where you go like, Ben's a really good Sheik player. He's 18. Surely he's only been playing the game for like a year or two before popping up. Oh, he's been playing for like 6 years since he was like 12. Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that must be scary for you, but it's cool to see where you are now. Looking forward to seeing where you're going next. And so can you please offer any final closing thoughts you have for the podcast interview? Not for your chat. You're not going anywhere because you're going to be playing more Melee after this is done. But can you offer closing thoughts for the podcast people who are listening and also to tell them where they can find you?
You guys can find me on twitch.tv /KatBug96. I'm also on Twitter. Also just KatBug. Oh, I think it's cat_bug96.
Yes.
Closing thoughts. Thank you so much for having me on here. That was so kind of you to reach out and ask me to be here. Thank you, Firepuff, for bugging Cypher to do this too. Very nice of you. Thank you to everybody who's helped me so far. Thank you to my chat for being here. Oh gosh. And to all those who doubt me, I will become the best Peach. Just wait. It might take a while, but I can do it. Look how far I've come in 8 months. Let's see what happens in another.
One more time, KatBug, thank you so much for coming on with me to do the thing. KatBug, thank you so much for coming on bottom of the Smash Mountain with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a great day. Or night.
Woo, we made it. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Thank you so much to KatBug96 for all the time and also doing it on stream. That's not necessarily going to be everybody's cup of tea to come into a Twitch channel and be all like, oh, they're just talking. Oh, because there is the just chatting channel and all that. But if somebody normally plays games on a fairly regular basis while streaming and then says, oh, by the way, to my normal audience and to anybody who stops by, it's going to be a podcast recording. Everybody goes, oh, right? Or at least that's what I assume. But everybody was very nice in Twitch chat for KatBug96. So follow the links in the description of this here podcast to get involved with KatBug96 on Twitch and also the Twitter as well. Drop a follow on Twitter. And as for myself, I really appreciate the fact that y'all keep listening. So please continue to do so. Share with loved ones. I don't know. I mean, my big call to action to you is to just join me on the next episode. Don't know when that's going to be exactly, but big things are happening with my particular specific IRL life where we are going to be moving into a house shortly and things are starting to ramp up in busyness for that. So the level of production for podcasting and producing out podcasts are probably going to slow down a little bit for the next few weeks, and then I'm going to start experimenting with video as well, so we shall see how that all goes. But I will be continuing to make podcasts as often as I am able to. However, if I need to take a little bit of step back, I will, and you'll see that, and maybe some of you are sad to hear this, but to you, anyone who's actually still listening to this right now at the very end of the episode, it's going to be okay. And I'm very thankful that you care enough to be concerned, but really it's fine. I'm just a little bit busy on the personal side of things. So, and I'm getting busier. So there's going to be a whole thing of moving into a new home That will be happening soon. So I will be around when I can, and I'm always on Twitter. So feel free to tweet at me at BSMPod or at Cypher003. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time.